I truly believe that I have had the hardest road since the merge began. I mean, barring someone like Dave who got blindsided before he had a chance to play, I have had to fight every single week to keep myself alive. And an extension of that has been fighting every single week to try and keep William in this game. And every week it looks like there's a 100% chance that William's going to go home. And 2 weeks in a row, I've pulled off some trickery where I don't even get included in a plan, and yet I still pull off the fact that William is still here.
Going to tribal council today, I really had it out for Leah. I was frankly, I was upset with her. I was very angry because of the way that she just like turned everything around. And I seriously counted on her to go to the final 3 with myself, Jonathan, and her. And I thought that was going to be a really strong alliance. She got sketched out and flipped everything on me and Jonathan, and I just really got lucky. Tonight, I don't think I've ever been more upset to see someone go than I was to see Sarah go. One, she's just a great friend. She's just so fun to hang out with. And the situation she's in with her family and her father passing, I just cannot imagine having to deal with getting voted off of Survivor in that same week and the same day. It's just, it hurts my heart. But I guess I can't fix that now. I really have to move forward.
Last week, William was certainly going to go home. They had had enough of William squeaking by, and I made up a plan and a fake story about William having an idol, and everybody bought it. I mean, most people bought it, enough to the point where they flipped it onto Sarah, which I haven't really said this out loud, but I think that is such a crappy move to take out Sarah right now. Like, I just didn't even consider voting for Sarah, considering the situation she's in, where she's at home grieving the loss of her father, and hopefully Survivor is a sort of escape for her. And as long as she can have that while she's at home grieving, I feel like that is absolutely worth letting her keep. But clearly these players don't feel that way. And I'm just becoming more and more frustrated with most of the players in this game, where it's just like, I don't think I can make it to the final 3, because I don't think these people think logically and relationally enough, where it's like, these people are kind of robots.
I honestly feel terrible about it. I really do. But I will say it was not my idea, and I would either have to vote for myself or vote for her, and I still feel terrible about it.
I just did not perform the best this past week. I don't know. Ever since the merge, I've been kind of like frantic, trying to stay like composed frantic. It's like, imagine a line and I'm like trying to walk on this like tightrope, but I'm like, I'm still on the tightrope, but like you can tell I'm nowhere confident on where I'm going. So on Tuesday, I panicked, and I originally was not going to play my idol, and then I panic played it because of something Jonathan told me right before Tribal Council. He's basically just like, everyone's going to turn against you, everybody talk to you, that's suspicious, which it was suspicious, but like I should have trusted them, and because I didn't trust them, I played my idol.
Leah, Charlie, Jacob, I just don't like, I don't have good feelings about these people, because they just kind of make slimy decisions like this, and I don't know, like, again, I've been basing my whole game off voting with people who I like, voting with people who I trust and who make me feel good about working with them, and none of those people between Leah and Jacob, none of those people make me feel good about working with them, because I don't know, like, Leah has just flipped and flopped and betrayed people and voted out Sarah while she's at, I mean, I'm sounding like a broken record, but that move really, really rubbed me the wrong way.
before we get started, Jonathan, I'm gonna need that necklace back. Thank you. Individual immunity is back up for grabs this week. Today's challenge is going to be done in 2 parts. The first part will take place here. The second part we will walk to another location. The first part of this challenge is superlatives. We will be giving you a survey of 10 questions where you must mark down your honest thoughts on who fits what description best. And you cannot vote yourself for that. And then, from there, we will then tally up all of the responses and find the average person that was voted for each one. And then from there, you'll get a point each time you are right on the average. We're going to drop your survey in the group view right now, so we can go ahead and start answering that. Alright, all the answers are in, so you can come grab your cards and get started on the next part. Alright, a reminder, in this round, you can vote for yourself. You have to vote for who you think everyone else put down. So even if you disagree with that, put who you think is probably put down. All right, everyone, time for the first question. Who do you trust most with your life? All right, 3, 2, 1, reveal. All right, let's see, we have Jacob, Jonathan's, Kayla's. The Kayla's are correct. Leah and Jacob each earned a point with that. Alright, question number 2. Who is the last person you want to be stuck on a deserted island with? 3, 2, 1, reveal. We have a lot of Leah's on this end. And Kayla, Jonathan, Cassandra, and Will. So some mixed vibes, but the Leah's are correct. Jonathan, Charlie, and Will. Question number 3. Who is the biggest flirt in the competition? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Yeah, Leah, Charlie, Leah, Will. And the Leahs went out again, so that means Will, Jacob, and Kayla all get a point. Alright, 4th question. Who is most likely to make it to the finale and not receive any votes? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Kayla, Cassandra, Kayla, Charlie, Kayla. Kayla's are correct on this one. Jonathan, Charlie, Jacob, and Cassandra all with a point. Time for the 5th question. Who do you think is the dark horse pick to win the game? 3, 2, 1, reveal. We have Charlie, Cassandra, Kayla, Cassandra, Leah. Charlie is the correct answer. Jonathan, Jacob.
I'm not good.
Jonathan, Jacob, the only one with Charlie. Jonathan with 4, Charlie with 2, Will with 2, Jacob with 4, Leah, Kayla, Cassandra, all on 1. All right, you're still halfway. You can still make it up. And remember, it's just giving you an opportunity to win points in the next round. All right, question number 6. Who mistakenly believes they are in control of the game? 3, 2, 1, reveal. We have Jonathan, Will, Jacob, Jonathan. Will is correct. Will and Leah are the only ones to get points on that. Who is the most beloved person in the game? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Jacob, Jacob, Will, Jacob. The Wills are correct. We have Jacob, Leah, and Kayla getting points off that round.
I know. Thanks for showing, guys. Appreciate it so much.
Question number 8. Who is the biggest fan of the actual survivorship? Alright, 3, 2, 1, reveal. We have Jonathan, Cassandra, Charlie. Jonathan is correct. Jonathan, Will, Kayla, all get points for that. Alright, who do you wish had been voted out before the merge? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Will, Leah, Jonathan, Will. And the Wills are correct. We have Jonathan, Charlie, Kayla, and Cassandra. The final question. Who do you think will be the most successful in 10 years? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Will, Jonathan, Kayla, Jacob, and then Jonathan's habit.
I wish I had
We have Charlie, Will, Jacob, and Leah getting points from that last one. So the points you have earned off of this round will translate into the amount of balls you have to throw in our next part of our challenge. We're going to be rolling balls, kind of like a shuffleboard almost. So if you have 6 points, you have 6 chances to roll a ball, hit it in different point values. That makes sense.
Alright, we're gonna get into the second part of our challenge today where you all just earn points from getting superlative answers correct. We're gonna go in order of least points to most for turns. You will get a golf ball, stand behind a designated line, and try and roll it onto the various towels. We'll tell you the points for each one. Closer, less points. Farther, more points. If there's only on towel, no points. Person with the most points at the end of this wins individual immunity and is safe from tribal council this next Thursday. Alright, we're going to start off with Cassandra and her 2 points. Everyone else, you can go to Sarah. Cassandra, here's your first ball. We have 1, 3, and 5. Chance to get on the scoreboard. A light roll might not even make it. Can I have like all the points? Is this right in the middle? Cassandra, I'm sorry, you scored 0 points. Please don't tell people when you go back. Okay. We don't want them. All right. Everyone has done their opportunities. They have thrown their balls. Just a reminder to the viewers, we had Jonathan and Jacob with the most opportunities at 6, Cassandra with the least at 2, and everyone else at 4.
At 5.
Will at 5. Let's share the scores. We had Cassandra with 0. Leah with 0. Charlie with 0. Jonathan with 0. Jacob with 0. Will with 1. Kayla with 0. With 1 point. Will has won individual immunity.
What? Shut up.
No.
So much.
Will, you are safe from Travel Council this coming Thursday.
Will, with earning that, you have gained exile powers. You may talk to no one. You may exile someone through the next tribal council, keeping them safe, but also losing that number. This is your choice to make.
Okay.
Will, do you have a decision?
Yeah. I'm gonna exile Cassandra.
Alright, Will has decided to exile Cassandra. Cassandra, that means you can have no communications with any of the castle after the next tribal council. You will not vote, but you will be safe. Everyone else, good luck. Have a good 2 days.
Thanks.
See you later.
This immunity necklace right here is huge. This right here is like, I'm gonna hang it up right here because of how lit it makes me. Like that, I did not anticipate winning that at all. Not even close. I whenever I was in the middle of the challenge, I literally was like 1 point. Are you kidding me? Like I did so horribly. And I guess 1 point was one more than everybody else got. So that worked out really well.
I was granted a golden opportunity, and I completely let it slide. I have had the worst hand in this game of cards all season, and somebody dealt me an ace, and I was like, watch this, and then I threw it off the building. And I can't believe I made that mistake, and William made the same mistake, and the mistake was when William won immunity, which, by the way, I was certainly hoping would not happen, because I knew if William was safe, I was the opposite of safe. When William won immunity and had a chance to send someone to exile, it would have been absolutely perfect to send me. I would have been immune for a whole nother week. William would have been immune for this week. We could have picked up the pieces where we came back and been in the final 6. That would have been incredible. But neither of us thought of that because we're idiots.
It was so frustrating. Like, literally, I was angry at myself after that.
Jonathan didn't win immunity, so he should be the easy vote this week. The only thing that could go wrong would be if Will finds the idol that I got a clue for, which is on. Oh man, yeah. So stupid move on my part. I should have thrown that away from Will. I wanted to throw it to a place where like everybody would see that I had it and didn't want it, because I don't want people to know that I have a clue for an idol, because I just don't think I'm gonna need one. If everything goes the way I want it to, I'm not gonna need one.
The fiasco with the clue is bizarre. So Charlie got the clue in his cards. I saw it whenever he opened it, so I kind of tucked it into the back of my mind. He threw it on the ground because he saw that I saw it and he didn't want to be like one-sided, hide it from me and make me like get angry at him and potentially flip or whatever. I don't know what his mentality was throwing it on the ground. That makes no sense to me. I picked it up immediately because I was like, dude, don't put it on the ground. Like, I can use that. I grabbed it, took a picture of it. Gave it to Jonathan, let him see. And so off we go.
William and I sprinted over to Commons 2. We looked at the clue, which was a picture of the MyLU map, and we matched it up with the space between Commons 1 and 2. And we were going really, really into detail. We were looking for the sidewalk, which on this is a little gray line, and the road, which on this is a little white line. And we were trying to see, okay, if that's the intersection of the road and if that's the intersection of the sidewalk and the X is in between them, then that leaves us about 20 square feet. And boy, did we scour those 20 square feet. And about 30 minutes into looking, we hear two voices saying, what you guys doing? And it was Kayla and Leah, the last two people I wanted to see, the people who I really don't trust or feel good about.
I got a clue. I found it in the little note card things, and I told Kayla about it right away when we went to the rot to go eat. So we went after the rot, and while we were there, we saw a flashlight. It was Jonathan. I saw the backpack, and Will was there with him. So I wasn't really sure what to do.
So, we just walked here, and I think Jonathan is out there. He has a flashlight, and he's searching on the ground. What do we do? I don't know. Do you want to split up? Yes. What do we... I don't know what to do. It's Will? What is that? I don't know. It's a backpack. Jonathan had the backpack.
So we kind of talked it over, and we just kind of walked up because couldn't just let him find it.
So are you interested in working with us at all? Is that something that you would consider?
You can.
All I'm saying, things are gonna get real messy, so I'm not shutting any of my options.
Okay. I have no.
I'm just salty right now because y'all voted for me.
But you have to understand that you came for us, like very much first.
You literally were gonna do a 7-2 vote.
Yeah, trying to leave us
me.
7-2.
Like, you cannot be angry that being angry about somebody voting for you in this stage of the game is very silly. If I was angry at Jonathan because he voted for me,
I did vote for Will.
Because
I thought you guys were gonna vote for Will because that's when I
that would have made the most sense. And see, I was just oblivious.
I trusted you guys.
Yeah.
So we talked to him. They trash talked a whole bunch on Jacob and me, actually. Will told me he hated me.
My plea to them was, at this point in the merge, William and I have not voted correctly since Dave. Leah and Kayla have never voted incorrectly in their entire games. So, who do you think is really more of a threat? At least that was the argument I was portraying to them. Then I started comparing myself to Jacob, because at this point in the game, I am the person who has a 90% chance of getting voted out. And Leah and Kayla have a 100% chance of deciding who goes home. So, I started comparing myself to Jacob and I said, who do you think's more likable? Maybe Jacob, it's close. Who do you think's more athletic? Maybe Jacob, it's close. Who do you think has made more enemies? Definitely me at this point, because people have voted against me several times. Who do you think has received more votes? Well, Jacob has received 0 votes on the season because everybody completely trusts him. And who do you think has a better chance of getting to the final 3? Absolutely Jacob. And is there anyone who could beat Jacob in a final 3? Probably not.
I honestly think that this might work out in our favor more so than that, because we can make a 4-person alliance with Leah and Kayla.
Jacob is probably one of the biggest threats, more of a threat than me. I haven't won any challenges. Jacob's won several.
It's not looking good for me. Honestly, I think I'm probably going to go out at travel. But that's besides the point. Actually, it's not besides the point. That's the whole point. If I get through travel, I really want to win immunity because I do not feel safe after this week. But we'll see.
All right, now bringing in our jury members. We have Dave, Meredith, and Sarah voted out at the last tribal council. Meredith is still coming to us in a COVID-friendly style. All right, everyone. We are at 7 players right now. After this vote, we will be at the final 6. Obviously, Cassandra is still in the game. She's just exiled. Will, obviously you have that necklace, the one that everyone wants around their neck this week. How did you feel when they hoped you didn't make the merge, but clearly here you are?
Well, I mean, I feel like if I was in their shoes, I would say the exact same things that they did. 1, I would not want me to make the merge, and 2, I would probably be my favorite person. So, all the superlatives that I got, I feel like I would have attributed to myself as well. So, yeah, the good and the bad. And even, interestingly enough, the one that stuck out in my mind was the one like who thinks they are like most in control. I'm aware that my sense of control, at least in the beginning of the merge, was unwarranted.
Charlie, Will says that he thinks you guys all think he's in control of the game, and that's clear because that was the superlative he won. But how can you explain that when Will has been getting votes at almost every single tribal he's attended?
You know, I'm not sure I can explain that very well. I guess at some level, to be in control, you have to kind of be willing to put yourself out there. And when you do that, people are going to vote for you. I guess at the end of the day, you know, there's kind of 2 different alliances that are going against each other right now. So, I don't know. I guess the leader of them would be getting votes either way. So if you're getting votes, it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, I think it says something if you're getting votes every week and you're still here. That's kind of like crazy. So it has to take some kind of like finessing to be able to do that.
Or a fake idol.
Now, Jonathan, Charlie's over here saying that there's 2 alliances. Up to this point, post-merge, we've only heard about voting blocks. Would you agree that there's kind of 2 alliances right now?
No, I do not know what he's referring to this week. I guess like last week it was almost 2-sided, but no, I wouldn't have said there were 2 alliances, but shows what I know.
I feel like we are viewing them as alliances when in reality they're voting blocks, if that makes sense.
Maybe so.
I feel like that's just the most situation where
Alliances may have been a strong term to use for that. Voting blocks, 2 voting blocks. There we go.
And Kayla, Charlie brought up too that there was a rumor last week apparently that Will had a fake idol. What has been the idol talk this week?
I don't know if anyone has found it, but there's been a couple of rumors that some people have. But yeah, which is interesting because idols play a huge part in this game.
Jacob, can you talk to some of those rumors of idols being around this week?
First off, I'm kind of mad, never gotten a clue, never gotten an idol, but I have heard many rumors of like, I don't know, I feel like I've heard of everyone having an idol in this game at some point, so like at this point I'm not sure who has it, but I feel like somebody probably has it at this point, I just have no idea who has it.
Jonathan, what do you think of the possibility of an idol this week? How's that factoring into the vote we're going to see?
I guess I'm kind of hoping it does factor into the vote because I think like as of Tuesday night, there was somewhat of a foregone conclusion that I would be going home this week with this sort of pairing of me and William, and seeing that William was immune this week. So just the fact that there's another variable where I can honestly step back and say, you guys should probably worry about the idol instead of me, who hasn't voted correctly in 3 weeks, you know? So that's kind of what I've been going with this week.
Leah, Jonathan throws out the fact that, hey, my record's not that great. I haven't been voting right. That's actually a reason to keep me around, because that's a weak argument in the end, or potentially could be viewed as that. Is that something you take into consideration for this week's vote?
There are a lot of different factors into this vote. I would say, and disregarding that, but I would say the fact that he's still in the game and Will's still in the game, despite like they're a very strong pair, and everyone has seen them as a threat since before the merge, based on what we said last week. So I think it just says like how good of players they both are, and I don't know. There's a lot of different factors going into this week.
Will, Leah just called you and Jonathan out as a pair. Do you see any other strong pairs in this game?
I would like to think Jonathan and I are the strongest pair, but the others that are that are out there at least are Leah and Kayla for sure. Like there's potential that it could be Charlie and Jacob, or Jacob and Cassandra, because she's kind of an unknown variable at this point because we haven't talked to her in so many days. So, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out after the vote and whenever Cassandra comes back, because that extra voting piece is going to be interesting because she hasn't heard anything from us in a while. So.
Now, what was your logic in sending Cassandra into Exile instead of your partner?
Well, I'll admit I did not think to send Jonathan to Exile until about 30 seconds after I sent Cassandra, which is very unfortunate. However, I did have in mind the vote more so than like in numbers, and I think a little bit has to do with being confident in the people that are around me, more so than just Jonathan, but the others around me, that like we can make it another week. And I felt like if we had Cassandra in the game, and a little nonverbal communication between Jonathan and I as well, that it would be helpful to have her gone.
Now, Jonathan said earlier on Tuesday he thought it was kind of a, if I don't win this, I'm definitely going home. But obviously a lot of things can happen in a weekend Survivor. How many of you, by raise of hands, feel uneasy about the vote we're about to go into? Like, this might be your time to go. We have Jonathan and Jacob both raise their hands. Leah gives me a little shrug. Obviously, Will's the only one sitting pretty for sure. All right, well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get to the votes.
All right, if anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right, let's get to the votes. Jacob. Jonathan. Kayla. That's one vote Jacob, one vote Jonathan, one vote Kayla. Jonathan. 10th person voted out of Survivor Friend or Foe, the 4th member of our jury, Jonathan. Jonathan can grab the torch. Jonathan, the charge is open.
Bye, everyone. Coming into this week after Tuesday night, I couldn't have expected anything other than this, so could be worse. William had the chance to send somebody to Exile and protect him for another week, and that would have objectively saved me for this week. So that was a mistake that we both made, but no, as far as the rest of my game, I'm extremely proud of the game I played. I played the exact type of game I wanted to play. I feel like the timing of this vote out is as good as it can get as far as being voted out. I made it deep in the game, I made some real friends, and I played an entertaining game for myself that I enjoyed, that I'll enjoy telling people about, and that I'll enjoy watching.
Read it out loud.
Yes. Now you're out of the game, but don't leave in a hurry. Descend the divinity steps to Montvew's side fountain to join your fellow members of the jury.